You are watching your child right now, not in the big moments, not in the conversations you planned or the lessons you prepared, in the small ones, the ones that happen before either of you has time to think. And if you know where to look, if you know what you are actually seeing, you will notice something that most parents never get told. Your child's body is taking notes, not on what you say, on what it feels, on the tension in a room before a word is spoken, on the shift in the air when something is wrong, on the invisible signals that a young body picks up and stores, not as memory, but as instruction, not as something that happened, but as something the body believes will happen again. Here are 5 places your child's body is learning right now. 5 places that will still be holding this long after the childhood that taught them is over. Watch the shoulders. Your baby does not need to understand what is happening in the room. The body understands before the mind does, before language, before memory, before the ability to name what it is feeling. A raised voice, a tension between 2 people who love each other, a silence that means something even though nothing has been said, the particular stillness that settles over a house when something is wrong and nobody is talking about it. The baby's shoulders rise. Slowly, imperceptibly, they pull upward and inward. The small body draws toward itself, making itself tighter, smaller, harder to reach. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. This is a body doing the most ancient thing a body knows how to do, protecting its softest parts from something it cannot name but can absolutely feel. And it will keep doing it every time the room shifts, every time the air changes, every time the body decides, without being asked, that the safest position is up and inward rather than down and open. Watch your child's shoulders right now, not when they are upset, when they are just existing in the same room as you. Notice where they sit. Notice how much space they are taking up. Notice whether they are braced or at rest. That is the first place the body keeps its record. Watch the stomach. Your toddler is 2, maybe 3, old enough to feel the shift in a room, old enough to watch your face change and know that something is coming, not old enough to know what. And the stomach takes it in. You will see it if you watch. The small belly tightening before a difficult moment. The way they go quiet and still when the temperature of the house changes. The way they stop eating. The way they press their hands to their middle without knowing why. The stomach is learning to translate what the body feels into something physical. It is becoming the place that speaks when speaking is not yet possible. The place that says, something is coming, something is shifting, something is not safe. This is the beginning of a language the body will speak for the rest of their life. You feel it too. You know exactly what it is. The drop before a difficult conversation. The hollow before something goes wrong. The stomach that knows before the mind catches up. Your toddler is learning that language right now, in ordinary moments, in the small shifts, in the rooms where nothing dramatic is happening, but something is being absorbed anyway. Feed them something steady, not just food, steadiness itself. A body that knows what calm feels like can learn to return to it, but it has to be shown what calm feels like first. Watch the throat. Your child is 4, maybe 5, old enough to have feelings that are large and real and demanding. Old enough to begin to understand, from the way a room responds, from the look on a face, from what happens when they cry too long or ask too much or say the wrong thing at the wrong moment, that not every feeling is welcome. And so the throat becomes the gatekeeper. You will see it happen in real time if you watch. The feeling rises, the frustration, the fear, the grief, the need, and the throat stops it. The chin wobbles and then stills. The sound starts and then swallows itself. The words form and then disappear before they can cause whatever it is the child has learned that words can cause. They are not being strong. they are being careful. And every time the throat does this, every time it catches and holds and swallows what wanted to come out, it gets a little better at the job, a little faster, a little more automatic, until one day the child, and then the adult, barely notices they are doing it at all. The gatekeeper is just there, always on duty, always deciding what is safe to let out and what needs to be held back. Watch the chest. Your child is 8, 9, 10, old enough to see what is happening around them, old enough to feel the weight of it, the stress you carry, the worry that lives between you and your partner, the things that are hard and have not been named and are sitting in the house like furniture everyone has agreed not to mention. And the chest takes it. This is the age when the child becomes the carrier, when the sensitive one starts quietly absorbing what the adults in the room have not finished processing. When the one who loves hardest starts to compress that love into something smaller so it takes up less space and causes less trouble. You will see it in the posture, the slight forward curve, the way they breathe, not all the way in, not all the way out. The way they make themselves physically smaller in rooms that feel full of something invisible and heavy. The chest is learning to be a vault, to hold what cannot be spoken, to expand just enough to contain what needs containing, and then stay there, stay holding, stay quiet. This is also the age when they will start to look fine when they are not, when the smile becomes a management tool, when the answer to "how are you" becomes "good, fine, okay," not because they are, but because they have learned that the fuller answer is more than the room can hold. Ask deeper than "fine." Sit with them longer than the answer. Let the chest know that what it is carrying does not have to stay held inside the body of a 10-year-old. Watch the jaw. Your child is a teenager now. Everything has grown. The understanding, the feelings, the awareness of the gap between how things are and how they should be. And with it has grown the pressure of what cannot be said. The jaw is the last place the body learns to hold it. The unexpressed opinion, the disagreement swallowed before it could cause a fight, the anger that was too dangerous to show fully, the grief that was not allowed to be as large as it actually was, the things they wanted to say to you that they decided, for whatever reason, in whatever moment, were safer left unsaid. The jaw holds all of it. You will see it in the set of the face, the slight tightening at the hinge, the way they go quiet and hard around the mouth when something is wrong, the way they clench without knowing they are clenching, the way the face says, "I'm fine," while every muscle around the jaw says something completely different. This is not teenage moodiness. This is a body that has run out of places to put what it is feeling and has given the last available space to the jaw. Talk to them even when they do not talk back. Say the things that do not require a response. Let them hear that the unexpressed thing is safe, not in theory, but in practice. Let the jaw learn, slowly, that it does not have to hold the whole weight of everything that was never allowed out. Because what the jaw holds at 15, it will still be holding at 35. None of these 5 places are broken. None of them are evidence that you have failed. None of them mean the damage is done and cannot be undone. They are the record a body keeps when it is doing its best in the environment it was given. They are the intelligence of a small person who found a way to survive every room they walked into, who adapted, who learned, who did what bodies do when they love someone and cannot control what that someone is going through. Your child's body is brilliant, and the most important thing you can do right now, today, in the ordinary, unremarkable rooms of an ordinary, unremarkable week, is begin to teach it something new. Not with a conversation, not with a lesson, with a room that is steady enough to breathe in, with a voice that does not make the shoulders rise, with a silence that means safety instead of something coming. with a throat that is shown over and over in small moments that the feeling is allowed out. The body learns from the body, from what it feels in the rooms it lives in, from what the air teaches it day after day. You are the room. And if something in this landed, if you saw your child in any of these 5 places and felt something shift in your own chest, the next video is about something most parents never ask. What does it look like when the body starts to feel safe? Not the big moment, the small ones, the quiet daily evidence that something is beginning to change. That one is next.